Alrighty. Well, now we know why I clarified the Marvels versus Marvel movies, because it does talk about the Marvels in the end of this article. But before then, let's talk about the good points. Marvel was kind of the pioneer of superhero movies as a main format. There were previous superhero movies, Batman, Spider-Man, things like that, that were widely loved and accepted, but Marvel really created a whole brand around it. Very successful brand. And the first 2 or 3 phases were very accepted, loved, and maybe mostly because of Iron Man, but it seemed like the storytelling was complex but understandable. It was direct, you only had to watch movies, and each of the movies were building on each other in ways that were exciting and fun. Now come to the 4th phase of Marvel, or 3rd, I'm sorry, I'm not a super fan, but I think it's the 4th phase, where things are getting way too complicated, and also the material, i.e. movies or TV shows, are so numerous it's impossible to keep up with them for most people. And the best example of this was the latest movie, The Marvels. I did watch it, and it was like I was looking at one episode in the middle of some TV series. And I was like, what is happening here? Like, okay, I guess I'll just go along with it. And according to the article, although I think it is more, you have to watch at least 3 different things, including, I believe, 2 TV series and a movie, just to understand it. Fully understand it. And that was just too much for people. They're like, I don't have time to go through all of this. And I don't want to watch that TV show. So why would I watch that just to watch this? And so people are complaining now about Marvel being quantity over quality. And even the CEO, former CEO, I can't remember, but the CEO, Bob Iger, said, we've gone too far. We've done too much.
What have I done?
Yeah, what have I done as the Marvel blood drops from his fingers. It wasn't him directly, of course. It was the whole team. But in any case, there's been a big backlash, and Marvel, I think, is trying to do the smart thing, admit it, and cut back. And I really hope they do. Focus on quality over quantity. And I think that's what most Marvel fans want from them. A lot of flops recently, and there are a couple good ones, but that's because they are only building on what was already good rather than creating new content like they want to. I could go on for years, but I won't.
So I feel that there's something personal in this. It's gone wrong.
It's gone wrong, all of it. But have you ever cared about a series or a movie to watch kind of like the side content of it? Or watch things that you have to watch this TV series to understand this part?
Honestly, no. I've liked to have that option where there's extra bits, if you want to dig into the side lore of this other character, or I've liked that and enjoyed that, but it's always been on an optional basis. And sometimes you can skip it and not, but I've never been in a position where I felt like I had to watch something XYZ to understand a movie or TV show. So it doesn't sound like a good idea to me.
No, I think the idea was plain and clear. It was, please buy Disney Plus and subscribe, because you now have to watch all these things only on Disney Plus. And it's just a money-making thing, and people saw right through it. And they know Disney is a money-making machine, but it's like, at least we want quality from that money, right? So that's a lesson they've learned, I hope. But yeah, you're right.
Yes. I think it's put me off. Yeah, I've kind of been out of the habit of Marvel for a while. I've been like, I'm so bored of it. I need something fresh. After 10 years of loving all the Marvel movies. But now I'm definitely not going to bother to watch the Marvels, because I know I won't understand it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
skip.
And it's not like it was really well made either.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to change the last question.
Okay.
I'm going to say a very personal thing of like, why did you fall out of it? What made you fall out of it? And what movie did you stop at?
I think something, it was just so good. I loved it up until, not Endgame, the one after Endgame was...
The final Endgame.
Oh, yeah, no, Infinity War and then Endgame.
Oh, yeah.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And then that was just about the time the pandemic hit, I think. So everyone was not going to cinemas anyway. They took a sort of pause and they were focusing more on the TV shows. But I hadn't bought Disney Plus at that point. So I was like, oh, well, I'll just wait until they pick up with movies again. But then I wasn't particularly interested. Which one was it? The one with Angelina Jolie.
Oh.
And the Korean guy that was a former MMA coach, Eternals. I was like, do I really want to watch Eternals? And I thought, I'll skip that one and I'll wait until we get some more Thor and my favourite characters, I was waiting for Doctor Strange 2 or 3 at that time.
How was the latest Doctor Strange for you, though?
Really good, really good. I think that line...
Thor was good.
The Thors, I've changed a lot in their tone, but I still love it. It's got really funny. So I was kind of waiting for, I guess, Avengers 5, you know. But that hasn't come, has it? There hasn't been Avengers 5. So I feel like I'm still waiting from about 2019 for the next installment, and all this other stuff that's going on, I'm not massively interested.
Yeah. I think you echo a lot of people's feelings and everything. Yeah, they're feeling like it's lackluster in a lot of ways.
Yes.
It's a letdown.
Yes.
I know a lot of people loved Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, and so that affected them. But really, there's so many good characters, and the new characters could be good if they were written in a way that was quality over quantity, and they're not. They're not. Well, you can gather that anger.
Gather John's anger.
Gather my anger. Do with it what you want, but take that passion that would go into the anger and go down to that vocab section. Start learning some stuff. There's some great words in there, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.
Mighty.
Mighty.
Saga.
Saga.
Interweave.
Interweave.
Vanquish.
Vanquish.
Let down.
Let down.